Hello everybody, I'm Kiwi Warlock and today I'm going to be giving you 10 paintball tips to make your day a hell of a lot better. Now, I'm not going to be going over some of the safety side of the stuff like wear a mask and all that. You will be briefed by your paintball referee on all the safety side and everything you should be doing on the field. But the tips I'm going to be giving you is stuff to make your day a hell of a lot better and even your performance. Now, tip number 1 is going to be angle your gun. I used to be a referee and a photographer for paintballing, and when I went to rental fields and that, you'd see people holding your gun like that, right? As you can see, there's a whole lot of space extra. If you just tuck it in, angle it, you're going to be fine from this whole extra space here. Plus, as well, because of the hopper, as you can see, it's in the middle. That's your line of sight. If you angle the gun, now that's your line of sight there. So in other words, you're going to have better accuracy and also a harder target to hit because you're a smaller hitbox now. Alright, so tip number 2 is going to be ventilation for your head. Unfortunately, as a rental, you're not going to be given a mask with thermal lens, so fogging is going to happen no matter what. And the way fogging will happen the fastest is if you're wearing a beanie or a hoodie over your head with your mask. Because what you're doing is you're going to be trapping in all that heat, causing your lens to fog. If you're worried about your head being hit or wanting to protect your hair or anything, wear a hat with some vents over it. Something where the heat can still escape and not be trapped inside your mask. And also, some masks will also protect your head already, so you might not even need to wear a hat or beanie. So pretty much, if it's got this, don't bother wearing a hat or beanie or anything over your head. Your head's protected and you're going to have better ventilation. Now, speaking of heat, moving on to tip number 3 is going to be stay hydrated. Paintball is a high action-paced adrenaline sport, so you're going to be sweating your balls off out there, okay? Now, I recommend having a chili bin with lots of water bottles. You're gonna need it. Trust me, before, during, and after your paintball matches, drink, because you're just gonna feel so much better at the end of the day. Trust me, when you're exhausted and you're dirty, you just want to be having a nice cold drink of water. Alright, tip number 4 is gonna be wear the correct clothing and footwear. Some rental companies might supply you with some padding and overalls, but not all companies do. So don't rock up in just shirts and shorts, okay? Because if you're crawling and diving, you can injure yourself a whole lot more from sticks, rocks, anything that's on the ground. So make sure to wear something that can cover you up. And if you've got knee pads, elbow pads, or full arm pads, bring them along. You're not going to be called a wuss after everyone else is injured. Trust me, I wear full padding because I like to dive and slide and crawl a lot. And I've noticed ever since I've worn it, my knees don't hurt as much and I can crawl faster because my arm's not slamming into a rock or a stick. So make sure you've got some padding to protect you. And also, the correct footwear I recommend is cleats. Or if you're in a forest with uneven terrain, maybe wear some like boots, something to keep your ankles secure. You don't want to sprain your ankle, and with cleats you're going to have a better footing, better grip, and also you're going to have a better start off sprinting. Alright, now speaking of clothing, tip number 5 is going to be bring a spare bag of clothes. At the end of the day, you're going to be dirty and sweaty, and that Lynx shower can is not going to be cutting it for you, alright? Plus, you feel so much fresher, and you're not going to be bringing in any dirty stuff into your car. You're going to feel fresher, more awake. It's just a nice feeling to be in some clean clothes at the end of the day. Now, tip number 6 is going to be bring some cash. I know that's going to sound stupid and you're like, it's already costing me a lot. But trust me, those 200 paintballs in that package is not a lot, okay? That is your 200 paintballs right there. And that's going to last you 1 to 2 games. So, if that's all you've got and you didn't bring any spare money, you're done for the day. You've paid a lot of money for just a couple games. It's going to ruin it. And all your friends might have brought cash in that, and they're going to be still playing. You're just going to have to sit out and wait it out. So bring some spare cash. Make sure you've got enough to last you, I don't know, 4 or 5 games maybe. because then you're going to have a much better day, more fun, more action, and everybody loves that. Right, tip number 7, and sorry if you can hear my dogs barking, they're going a bit crazy right now. It's going to be, don't pick paintballs off the ground, okay? For reference, here's a fresh paintball, and now here's an old paintball that I've left on the ground for a week. As you can see, the old one, it's a lot more soft, and it's going to be more squishy, it's bigger. The fresh one, it's solid, no squeeze in it whatsoever, and it's at the perfect size that they're supposed to be. Now, if you pick one off the ground that's bigger, you're blocking it for all the other paintballs to go through, your hopper. And if it's just not big enough, maybe you're going to have it halfway in, and your next shot's just going to chop that paintball in half and leave gooey paint all in your gun, and for the rest of the day, your gun's not going to shoot straight anymore because your gun's coated in paint. And if it's real dirty, you might even have dirt and stuff in it which can jam up your gun, and you're not even going to be able to shoot it whatsoever. So don't pick paint off the ground. It's a big no-no in the paintball sport. Just use fresh paint. Tip number 8 is going to be confidence. Keep it up to a high, okay? It is key for winning a paintball game. If you're scared, you're sitting at the back, you're going to have a horrible paintball experience. Keep your adrenaline high, keep sprinting, shouting, whatever you need to do to keep that adrenaline high. Plus, when your adrenaline's that high, paintballs don't actually hurt. It's just a good thump like that. And it'll wear off in a couple seconds. So keep it up high, keep your body moving, keep the adrenaline up to the roof and over the roof, and you're going to win that paintball match. And your friends are going to be afraid of you after paintball, trust me. Okay, from confidence, we're going to go to tip number 9, and that is spread out. By spreading out, you're going to have more angles to pop people off that are across the field. If you're squeezed in, you're sitting with 2 to 3 people, you don't have as many angles to shoot people out. Plus, if you keep the communication up to a high, say you've shot someone on the other side of the field, that person on your team, if you communicate, he can now move up and pop the person for you to move up. By doing that, you're creating a leapfrog effect, kind of, and you're just going to get more angles to shoot people out if your team is spread out. Now, the best and final tip, number 10, is going to be blind spots, okay? These can be anything from bushes or just some bunkers laid out in a pattern that form an invisible wall. These are good for capture the flag or even doing surprise attacks on the enemy. You can easily flank. It just changes the game completely. So make sure to try find those hidden walls, blind spots, stay low, and you're going to be hidden, and you're going to be getting lots of people out by surprise. So there you have it. Those are my 10 paintball tips. Let me know if any of them made your experience better or helped you a lot in a big way, as I'd love to hear it. And just a secret little tip for all those people that stayed at the very end, make the referee like you. Trust me, as a referee, ex-referee myself, anyone that was sugar up to me, I'd tell them where enemies are, I'd tell them if you stay there, if you move there, they'll give you all those secret tips to make you win, and it's just going to be a whole lot more fun winning, isn't it?